SEJINGKAT-SAMARAHAN Bridge eyes mid-2025 completion. SENARI Port Vehicle Yard is to be ready by July 2024. VTMS in SENARI Port to be completed by May. Those are the headlines for tonight. Assalamualaikum and a very good evening. I'm Syara Abang Mansur and you're watching TVS Nightline. Sarawak's Deputy Premier Dato' Amar Douglas Ugambah said that the SEJINGKAT-SAMARAHAN Bridge, costing 365.7 million ringgit, is currently 12% ahead of schedule and is expected to be completed in June 2025.
Several related agencies were assigned to monitor the progress of the bridge to ensure that the constraints faced by the contractors will be resolved immediately.
For us in JKR, we must make sure that this project completed on time. That's why our staff, including my Temalan, YB Adil, regularly coming down to the ground to monitor to see what are the issues. One of the issues is the manpower shortage. Now it seems that today we are briefed as far as SEJINGKAT Bridge is concerned, they have sufficient manpower. Mananya masalah-masalah itu nampaknya selesai. Revised completion period is 15 June 2025. So far the report is satisfactory. After this we'll visit the site to see the site and to find out how we can speed up the project.
He stressed that the project must be completed on time.
The SENARI Port Vehicle Yard is expected to be completed by July next year. Deputy Premier of Sarawak, Dato' Amar Douglas Ugambah said the ship deposit at SENARI Port will replace Pending's Port, which previously was converted as a vehicle yard to store vehicles before distributing it to the state's market.
Several related agencies were assigned to monitor the progress of the bridge to ensure that the constraints faced by the contractors will be resolved immediately.
For us in JKR, we must make sure that this project completed on time. That's why our staff, including my Temalan, YB Adil, regularly coming down to the ground to monitor to see what are the issues. One of the issues is the manpower shortage. Now it seems that today we are briefed as far as SEJINGKAT Bridge is concerned, they have sufficient manpower. Mananya masalah-masalah itu nampaknya selesai. Revised completion period is 15 June 2025. So far the report is satisfactory. After this we'll visit the site to see the site and to find out how we can speed up the project.
He stressed that the project must be completed on time. Other new features soon to be equipped in SENARI Port will be the Vessel Traffic Management System, VTMS. This is to ensure navigational efficiency and safety at the port, having the ability to detect and manage incoming vessels with a radar with a 40-kilometer range to the sea from the shore. The 30 million ringgit system shall be launched in May this year.
Is visiting Kuching Port Authority. Kita ada tadi dapat 3 briefing. Yang pertama adalah kita melihat projek Vessel Traffic Management System, which cost about 30 million. This Vessel Traffic Management System is a new system set up to help to monitor the incoming kapal. With this system, we can see as far as 40 kilometers to the sea from here. Jadi tadi kita nampak beberapa buah kapal yang ada dan supaya kita tahu, and then that will help us to manage the incoming of the ship. Kita pun tak tahu mana-mana kapal yang datang, and this project is almost completed. should be ready by May 2023. Cost us 30 million.
Previously, the government had allocated a total of 70 million ringgit to the Kuching Port Authority to improve operations, including the installation of a VTMS system worth 30 million ringgit and 50 million ringgit for a vehicle yard.
The Malaysia Madani concept will be fully showcased at the 2023 Chinese Muslim International Conference taking place on August 18th to 20th. President of Malaysian Chinese Muslim Association, Datuk Taufik Yap Yun Hin, said it would serve as a platform for ulama, leaders and the community to share ideas in promoting development and prosperity for Chinese Muslims worldwide.
The three-day conference themed Challenges and Impact of Chinese Muslims in Facing the Future is expected to attract foreign participants such as from Thailand, Brunei, Singapore, China and Taiwan. Yap added the conference will feature many sessions and workshops on education, business, finance and culture, as well as the role of Chinese Muslims in promoting peace and prosperity. He pointed out that registration is free and MACMA also plans to organize several online workshops. Yap commented that there were around 60,000 Chinese Muslims Malaysians, with 600 of them being members of the association so far.
Prime Minister Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim witnessed the signing of 3 Memoranda of Understanding (MOUs) between Malaysia and Saudi Arabia private companies. The MOUs were inked between Dagang Nextchange Berhad and Ajalan and Bros Holding Group Berhad, the Kuala Lumpur International Chamber of Commerce and Wadi Makkah Knowledge Company, and Coop International Sdn Berhad and Aeroman Technologies Sdn Berhad.
The ceremony, which was also witnessed by the Jeddah Chamber of Commerce and Industry Chairman Sheikh Muhammad Yusuf Naghi, took place at the Ritz-Carlton Jeddah after the Tarawih prayer last night. Also present were Foreign Minister Datuk Seri Dr. Zambri Abdul Kadir, Communications and Digital Minister Fahmi Fazil, and Malaysian Ambassador to Saudi Arabia, Datuk Wan Zaidi Wan Abdullah. Earlier on, Anwar and his delegation, who were on a 3-day official visit to Saudi Arabia, had engaged with some 20 heads of companies from the kingdom in a roundtable meeting to discuss areas of cooperation and new sectors to be jointly explored. During the 1-hour meeting, the Prime Minister assured Saudi Arabia's captains of industry that they can now expect political stability in Malaysia and a more dynamic approach to business from the current government. Anwar also promised that his administration would commit to ensuring good governance. The Prime Minister was also briefed by Malaysian businessmen about their extensive involvement in the futuristic city of Neom, Saudi Arabia's largest mega project, and the various opportunities awaiting industry players from Malaysia.
Premier Dato' Patinggi Tan Sri Abang Jari Tunopeng received a courtesy call from a delegation of trade unions comprising the Inland Revenue Board (LHDN), Employees Provident Fund (EPF), and Social Security Organisation (SOSCO) at his office at Wisma Bapa Malaysia on Friday. Led by LHDN Union President Muhammad Abdul Manaf, the meeting, among others, was aimed at discussing with the Premier of Sarawak about his support for the 3 agencies.
Tujuan kunjungan hormat tadi adalah dengan Premier Sarawak adalah berbincang tentang sokongan pihak Kesatuan Pekerja untuk agensi yang diasingkan iaitu KWSP, Perkeso dengan lembaga hasil ke atas kerajaan negeri lah. Terutama sekali dari segi membantu kerajaan negeri dari segi kutipan cukai dengan sumbangan Perkeso lagi dari segi kata orang aktiviti di peringkat negeri dengan KWSP sekali lah sebenarnya. Mendukung sokongan kita pada pihak kerajaan negeri Sarawak, terutama sekali usaha Premier Sarawak dalam memajukan negeri dengan kadar kutipan cukai yang kita cuba support dengan perkumpulan pekerja di Sarawak. Kemudian pada tahun lepas pun pihak Sarawak, collection cukai Sarawak pun telah meningkat sebenarnya.
Additionally, he said the Sarawak Inland Revenue Board, or LHDN, is grateful to have a Sarawakian representative, Datuk Seri Dr. Wan Lizosman Wan Omar, on the LHDN Board of Directors. At the same time, Sarawak EPF President Ronnie Khairuddin stated that the visit also seeks to request the state government to help its over 50 officials who were denied the regional allowances.
Kami memang berharap pihak Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak dapat membantulah untuk anggota-anggota KWSP Sarawak yang lantikan 2008 ke atas, mereka dinafikan hak allowance wilayah mereka lah.
Also present during the meeting was the Deputy Minister in the Premier's Department for Labour, Immigration and Project Monitoring, Datuk Gerawat Kala.
The hydrogen-powered vehicles currently serving as Sarawak Government leadership fleet were not purchased but were given as a gesture of appreciation for the government's efforts to promote green energy. Sarawak Premier Dato' Petinggi Tan Sri Abang Johari Tunopeng said this in response to criticism from Parti Bumi Kenyalang President Von Lee Shan about the cost of the cars and their maintenance.
Abang Johari stressed that Sarawak is the only state in Malaysia with a hydrogen production facility, which is why UMW Toyota chose to give the cars to the government. Bun had said the Gabungan Party Sarawak government is answerable to taxpayers for spending the money. Abang Johari received a Toyota Mirai in January, and on Wednesday, Deputy Premier Dato' Ahmad Douglas Uga Embas, Dato' Ahmad Awang Tengah Ali Hassan and Datuk Sri Dr. Sim Gui Hian each received the fuel cell electric vehicles as their official vehicle.
The location for the first hemodialysis centre in Meradong district has been identified, and its construction is the government's main focus in implementing people's projects under the Rajang Delta Development Agency, RADA. Meradong Assemblyman Datuk Ding Kwong Hing said this high-impact project will greatly benefit kidney patients there.
And also the hemodialysis center in Sungai Tulai. The land we already have the land and application also being approved by SPA. So this will be another priority project because this is we consider as high impact project because a lot of kidney patients, they need the service of this hemodialysis center. Especially this is the only one in Meradong if it was implemented.
At the same time, Kwong Hing explained that his party had also listed a few important projects under RADA that would transform Meradong in the long term.
RADA, we have submitted a few of the priority projects. Some already announced by our Premier. Some is my wish list. So number one is the upgrading of riverfront. At first, the cost is around 20 million. So actually, I have requested a bit more, around 35 million, because we don't want to do it alang-alang.
Eddie Harmonizam Morni and Kadari Awang Ligi were announced as the winners of the logo design and theme song competitions respectively in conjunction with Sarawak's 60th independence celebration. Congratulations.
Inspired by the beauty of Kuching City, Eddie created a logo that depicts how far Sarawak has developed in 60 years.
Bila pergi di Fort Marietta, pergi naik atas lah. Bila nangga keindahan Sarawak nak, biasa macam dah maju nak. Bila inflasi datanglah keluar.
Sebab sebelum tu kami banyak mencipta lagu untuk Kerajaan Negeri Sarawak, untuk badan-badan berkanun banyak, tapi yang nisi pernah join pertandingan. Jadi tu pertama kali kami bertanding secara terbuka dan memenangi pertandingan Tok adalah satu dari segi pengiktirafan yang amat tinggi lah bagi kami lah selama kami mencipta lagu-lagu korporat.
The cash prizes were presented by the Minister of Tourism, Creative Industries and Performing Arts Sarawak, Dato' Sri Abdul Karim Rahman Hamzah at Wisma Bapak Malaysia, Kuching.
Sebenarnya ini adalah pertama kali ahli-ahli jawatan kuasa mendengar lagu dan juga melihat logo tersebut. Saya sendiri pun baru nanggar juga itu. Walaupun ada di sebelum tu lah lihat sikit-sikit, tapi yang lain saya tahu memang belum pernah melihat logo dan juga lagunya. Dan pihak media pun sudah juga melihat logo dan juga lagu yang akan digunakan. Pertandingan logo dan juga lagu telah diadakan pada I think I need not have to elaborate on this. Kedua-duanya ditentukan ataupun dipilih melalui pertandingan logo dan juga pertandingan lagu. Untuk pertandingan logo, sebanyak 365 penyertaan telah dihantar oleh 297 rakyat Sarawak dan kita telah sedia maklum siapa yang menjadi pemenang tadi.
The event will see variety of activities that cultivate the value of harmony and unity in the state.
Recognizing the true value of women and creating awareness and gratitude for the struggles and successes of women throughout the world, we have our reporter Cheryl to share with us on SUPP International Women's Day at Dewan Saati.
All right, thank you, Shira. Here with me, Shol Chamato, and I'm here at the SUPP Sarawak United People's Party International Women's Day celebration. Right, so for tonight, we can see behind me here, there are so many married women who are celebrating International Women's Day, and also not to forget the men who are here tonight. So as you can see around here, there are so many women here wearing traditional clothes of their ethnicity, and there seems to be a reason for that. Now, with tonight's theme is embracing equality, embracing equity. So for tonight, there are some wishes and aspirations from the women and also leaders who have got to say about what International Women's Day mean for them. Let's take a look.
Sempena Hari Wanita Antarabangsa. Apa tujuan wanita antarabangsa? Wanita adalah sangat popular, sangat penting di dunia Malaysia ni. Sebab kalau tak ada wanita memang sunyi. Sebab wanita adalah pendorong, adalah contoh ibu, contoh nenek kepada semua wanita. So Hari Wanita merapatkan semua kita sebab bunga ini melambangkan keayuan wanita. So saya rasa pada petang ini kami sangat bersemangat melihat semua wanita menggunakan berbagai-bagai pakaian menunjukkan semangat Hari Wanita untuk menyokong satu sama lain. Sebab dengan menggunakan pakaian kami menunjukkan begitu kami menghargai tubuh badan kami, hidup kami sebagai wanita.
I wish that we have more women leaders to lead Sarawak. Yes, I think especially Chinese women. Yes, yeah.
I'd like to congratulate our women, our SUPP women leadership, for successfully organizing tonight's International Women's Day. As we know, today's women are different. They don't only come from the kitchen like the olden days, but today's women have good education. They have good education, and so they have a good career as well, just like the men. The equality is there, not like in the olden days, where women are supposed to be in the kitchen, taking care of the children, and that's it, No school, no education. But today is different. And women plays a very important role in today's social economy, our country's economy, our country's leadership as well. In fact, I find a lot of government departments and private companies and organizations have women who are leaders. In Sarawak itself, we can see there are a lot of women leaders.
Right, well, there were some of the comments that we managed to capture for the entire night. It is definitely a very happening celebration on my end, and I'm enjoying it as well. So to top that off, that's all the report I have from me. Here with me, Shaul Shamelto, and videographer Muhammad Rafiq for TVS. Before I end, happy International Women's Day 2023, embracing equality, embracing equity. Good night.
Well, thank you, Cheryl Shaminato. We'll be taking a short break. Coming up right after, woman's thigh impaled on garden fork after snake catching attempt goes awry at Bintulu Longhouse, and France fears potential riot. Right here on TVS Nightline. Stay tuned. Welcome back. A woman suffered excruciating pain earlier this morning when her thigh became impaled on a garden fork. It was understood that the 19-year-old victim attempted to catch a snake with the said tool when it took a twist of event with the tool pierced her right thigh.
Bintulu Fire and Rescue Department Station Chief Christus Buson said a team consisting of 8 firefighters rushed to the scene after receiving a distress call from Bintulu Hospital at 1:37 a.m. Upon arrival, they found the victim in her ordeal and immediately carried out their rescue works using a special ring cutter to cut the garden fork until it was fully removed.
Setiba di ward kecemasan hospital Bintulu, didapati memang benarlah seorang gadis telah tersusuk besi serampang di paha sebelah kanannya. Jadi anggota bomba bertindak menggunakan pemotong khas iaitu ring cutter untuk memotong mata besi serampang tersebut sehingga berjaya dikeluarkan daripada paha mangsa pada jam 2.12 pagi. Hikmat khas memotong mata serampang tersebut hanya mengambil masa lebih kurang 20 minit dan keadaan mangsa dilaporkan stabil setelah mata serampang tersebut berjaya dipotong. Jadi pasukan bomba kemudian bertolak balik ke balai setelah tamat operasi hikmat khas memotong serampang di kaki mangsa lebih kurang jam 2.14 pagi.
Christus said the victim is currently undergoing further observation at Bintulu Hospital. Prime Minister Dato' Sri Anwar Ibrahim's firmness against corruption practices
has gained the trust of Sultan Johor Sultan Ibrahim, almarhum Sultan Iskandar, in leading the country as the 10th Prime Minister. Nusantara Academy for Strategic Research NASR Senior Fellow Azmi Hassan said, for a Prime Minister to lead with integrity has captured the attention of the Sultan Johor and deems it as not an easy task.
He viewed Anwar's authority in driving the country makes him a highly respected person.
Bagi saya adalah kita mempunyai Perdana Menteri yang dikatakan cocok dengan keadaan pada ketika ini. Jadi baginda nampak dan mempercayai bahawa Perdana Menteri boleh membawa kita ke arah yang lebih baik lagi dengan konsep katakan Malaysia Madani 4 Majlis. Walaupun ada yang meremehkannya.
According to Azmi, the appreciation expressed by the Sultan of Johor towards the federal government led by Anwar is due to the compatibility of both parties in the agenda to fight corruption.
Dan kalau kita lihat di hari pertama lagi Datuk Seri Anwar menjadi Perdana Menteri, beliau mengenakan strategi cara untuk memerangi rasuah. Dan kita tahu juga baginda Sultan Johor begitu sensitif dengan isu-isu rasuah ini. Kerana baginda tahu kalau rasuah berleluasa, maka sistem pentadbiran negara, sistem pentadbiran negeri akan hancur. Jadi sebab itu dikatakan baginda Sultan Johor begitu serasi dengan Datuk Seri Anwar dan saya berani katakan bahawa ini adalah kerana isu integriti. Isu integriti yang berkait dengan perkara rasuah.
Meanwhile, for socio-political analyst from University Malaya Centre for Democracy and Elections, Associate Professor Dr. Awang Asman Awang Pawi, the openness and transparent policy practiced by the unity government based on the Malaysia Madani concept guarantees political stability, and such a policy is highly sought by the Johor's Palace.
Dasar kerajaan perpaduan ini yang dipimpin oleh Datuk Seri Anwar Ibrahim ini, kita lihat dasar beliau itu agak telus. Perbincangan yang dibincangkan disebut boleh tidak ada disimpan, disembunyi atau di separuh disimpan. Sebaliknya, keterbukaan tersebut hingga menyebabkan baginda Sultan Johor agak selesa sekali di bawah pentadbiran Perdana Menteri ke-10 kali ini.
In the meantime, senior lecturer at the Centre for the Study of Diversity in Education, Universiti Kebangsaan Malaysia UKM, Dr. Anwar Ahmad does not deny the fact that many challenges need to be met by the unity government.
Fokus yang amat berhormat kepada usaha untuk memansuhkan dan menentang penyelewengan kuasa dan juga rasuah sedang berjalan dengan begitu teratur sekali dan baik sekali. Seterusnya, beliau juga memberi penekanan kepada soal kebajikan rakyat termiskin, khususnya tentang kesihatan, tentang pendidikan, tentang kos sara hidup yang saya fikir sedang berlaku dengan keadaan yang baik.
He is optimistic that all business planning that the government is currently implementing is on the right track and able to achieve its objectives.
Over 1 million people in France joined nationwide protests on Thursday rejecting the government's proposed pension reform bill that would raise the retirement age from 62 to 64. Thursday's event marked the 9th nationwide general mobilization action since French Prime Minister Elizabeth Borne last week triggered an article of the Constitution that allowed the government to force passage of the pension reform bill.
Fearing a wave of violent actions, the Ministry of the Interior on Thursday ordered deployment of 12,000 policemen across the country, including 5,000 in Paris. While most of the demonstrations took place peacefully, calls by union leaders for non-violent protests were ignored by a number of demonstrators throughout the country who clashed with police forces, leaving at least 123 members of the security forces injured. Due to the strikes, operators were forced to close many of the historic monuments, including the Palace of Versailles and the Eiffel Tower. The French National Railway Company and the country's aviation authorities have already announced the extension of Thursday's strike, which means the railway and air traffic will stay disrupted. Meanwhile, sanitation workers in Paris have extended their strike until March 27th, while some 9,500 tons of garbage are still waiting to be collected in the city. Since two no-confidence motions against the French government failed to gain a majority in the National Assembly on Monday, the government's unpopular pension reform bill is considered as adopted without a vote in the lower house of parliament. Macron said on Wednesday that his government's pension reform plan should become law before the end of the year. Under the reform plan, the legal retirement age would be progressively raised by 3 months, a year from 62 to 64 by 2030, and a guaranteed minimum pension would be introduced. The plan also stipulates that as of 2027, at least 43 years of work would be required to be eligible for a full pension.
And that's it for TVS Nightline. I'm Shira Abang Mansour. Salam Ramadan.